In 1976, football in the state of Florida changed forever when Coach Bowden showed up in Tallahassee. And I think that first year was the only time he ever had a losing season in his whole time here. And what he was able to accomplish to put this university on the map as such a great football program, it obviously meant a lot for the school. It meant a lot for the state of Florida. Of course, and we have some of the folks here, some of the players from 93, 99 national championship teams. Of course, Charlie Ward is here, who quarterbacked that 93 team. But you look at what Coach was able to do between 1987 and 2000, Florida State football had 14 top 5 finishes. And so just think if we had the playoff that we have now back then, Florida State would have won a handful of more national championships, because there were definitely times where, because the way they do the coaches poll or AP poll, where maybe Florida State finished 2, 3, but they were definitely the best team at the end. And so if you'd had a 14 playoff, I think they would have done even more. But it's been a remarkable run, and I think those achievements in and of themselves are worthy of this honor. But I think with Coach Bowden, it goes beyond that. Coach Bowden is somebody who's lived his life according to very strong values, faith in God, patriotism. He loves this community at Florida State. He loves our state, and he loves this country and appreciates the opportunities that it's provided for him. And I look back at all the great things that have been accomplished by Florida State football, and I'm reminded of how Coach Bowden would take really boys coming in who are just graduating in high school and turn them into men. And he created a program where people did great things on the football field. Obviously, you know how many Florida State people have been able to do great things in the NFL. He's produced All-Pros. He's produced people win Super Bowls, on and on and on. But beyond that is what these folks, these players, have been able to do in their entire lives. I'm reminded of a story from World War II in southern Italy. They had a statue of Christ that was shattered by the Nazis as they left town in 1944. And the priest at the local church told the townspeople, go look for the arms, the legs, and the head, and reassemble the pieces. So they tried to do that, but then they came to him at the end and they said, Father, we tried to put it back together, but there are no hands for Jesus. And the priest said, don't you realize you are his hands? And I think if you look at what the players who have come out of Florida State have done, the impacts that they've had in their communities, all throughout this state, all throughout other communities throughout the United States where they have gone, they weren't just good players. They were people that cared about other people and that have made difference in the lives of thousands and thousands of people, many of whom were less fortunate. You don't get that kind of ethic without a coach like Bobby Bowden. Bobby was really the indispensable ingredient in all that. So it's really an honor of mine to be the governor now and to be able to give him this first award. We do have some other folks who are going to say a few things, and then we'll get to hear from Coach himself. He's doing really well. I talked to him. He beat COVID. He's done whatever's come his way. He's been able to handle it. So we're really excited about having him be able to come here and share this moment with us. So we're happy to be able to hear from the current president of Florida State University, President John Thrasher.
Thank you, Governor. Well, thank you very much, and I'm honored to be here, obviously. Thank you, Governor, for doing this. On behalf of all of our Seminole family, for you to honor Coach Bowden in this way with the Florida Medal of Freedom is so meaningful to all of us, and I think you can see from the standpoint of the folks that are here and so many others that know about this incredible man, we're very appreciative. I heard it said many, many times and over the years, and I sincerely believe it's true, that no coach in college athletics history has been more closely associated with the institution they represent than Coach Bobby Bowden in Florida State University. After he accepted, as the governor said, the job at FSU in 1976, Coach Bowden got a lot of mileage out of his statement at his opening press conference in 1976 when he said, he pointed out that West Virginia, they have a bumper sticker there that basically said, beat Pitt. When he got to Tallahassee, the bumper sticker basically said, beat anybody. He's done that. He's done that, and Coach, you've beaten them all. You've beaten them all, no matter where they were, whether Nebraska or Indiana or South Florida or even over in east of here in Gainesville. You beat them all. And you did it with class. You did it with the right priorities, as the governor said, and a sense of humor. Governor, if you'll indulge me one anecdotal thing. When I became Speaker of the House in 1998, one of the first calls I got was from Bobby Bowden. And I thought he was, congratulate me and, hey, a Florida State guy made it up to the top, and local government or state government. And so I got over there, and Miss Sue was there and invited me to come, and I went over there. I couldn't wait to get over there. And he said all the nice things about it. And he said, now, as Speaker, you're in charge of the budget, a lot of the budget, aren't you? And I said, yes, sir, it was. And by the way, Governor, it was about $50 billion then. But he said, I fly around to all these kind of places in Florida, all these little towns, recruiting, doing things that I'm supposed to do, being an ambassador for Florida State. Do you think you could put a little money in the budget and get me an airplane? I thought you'd appreciate that. It definitely helps. It helps. Coach, although your accomplishments on the field are unmatched, and it's been said and it will be said, your legacy goes, as the governor said also, goes far beyond football. You put faith and family first, and you've served as a role model for not only all of these young people out here and others, including myself, but you've served as a role model for thousands of students. One of them is Dr. Myron Roll, who sent his regards. Dr. Myron Roll earned his Rhodes Scholarship while at Florida State University playing safety for FSU. He now is in the Harvard Medical School or graduate school there in Boston, and he's doing fabulous things. He said this. He sent us a note. FSU and Coach Bobby Bowden stayed true to allowing me to be a student first and an athlete second. That's the reason I'm here at Mass General and now living my dream. And you could replicate that many, many hundreds of times based upon Coach Bowden's incredible journey with so many young people. Coach, you established a culture of excellence which allowed your players to develop beyond the gridiron. And there was something else you said during that first press conference 45 years ago, and it turned out to be specifically, I think, and especially prophetic. You pointed out that athletes and athletics can do more for an institution and predicted a bright future for Florida State University. Thank you, Coach Bowden, for raising our profile, helping Florida State become one of the top institutions in the country, and we congratulate you on this incredibly well-deserved honor. Congratulations, Coach.
When we were inside there, the governor told his daughter, "You be a good girl, Madison. Madison, you're being a good girl." Yeah. I've been asked by some people to represent the coaches. I guess my name, starting with an A, came before Gladden and some of these other guys, so I'm stuck with it. And they want me to say a few words about Coach Bowden. Well, that was the first problem. How do you say just a few words when there's so much to tell? I try not to make it too long, but that was my first thought. And, I think back, I might have been the luckiest man in the world, or coach, because I was given the opportunity to play under Coach Paul Bryant at the University of Alabama. And he did good enough to win 2 national championships there during that 4.5 years. And then I get to finish up my career under Coach Bowden, 26 years. Folks, that's 2 of the greatest coaches ever lived. And, in sports, you have a way of judging success by number of wins. Those guys were the winningest football coaches in the history of college football during their tenure. If Diane was here, she would scold me a little bit. She didn't believe in luck. She believed you were blessed. And I certainly was. Both of those legends accomplished things that no other coaches had ever done. And I just felt myself, when you look at it, to win that many games that they did during that time, I mean, that's amazing. That's really remarkable because you're sustaining it over a period of time. And Coach, he'll tell you there's a lot of keys to being successful. You got to have the product. You got to get the players, but you got to develop them. And I thought that was one of the best things that Coach Bowden did. He'd go in, when you were recruiting players, he'd go in with you on a house visit. And he didn't spend much time with the players. He was with Mama and Daddy. And we've lost some kids where there ain't no way that the coach that got him outdid him. But they said some things to the player that Mom and Daddy couldn't control. And I know during this time, when you look at it, where winning wasn't based on a few seasons, it was about longevity, sustaining it. And I hear Coach talk all the time. He's looking for consistency. You're not going to be successful if you're not doing the things that lay the foundation and follow the principles that require you to be successful. And I couldn't agree with him more on that. The thing that, to me, though, that makes Coach Bowden so special, it wasn't just the wins, but it was the people that he influenced. People that he had a major impact in their lives. Most decisions that we make are based on something that happened to you prior to become part of your philosophy of life or whatever. And he had the dangest knack of taking something bad and making it positive just because he cared. And it's just been a remarkable thing for me to sit through those 26 years. And he's still doing it. And when you look at the success that the people that have come out of the program, I'm talking about coaches, I'm talking about players, I'm talking about fans, and so many other people. He probably has spent more miles serving Christ than he has recruiting. Well, he was recruiting. That's what happens in churches all the time. That's the influence that you make, the impact that you make on others. And I think probably out of the thing that just is mind-boggling to me, it's easy to talk about it, but that man lived it. I don't know of a better example of what you want in a man and what he was challenged to do during his times at Florida State. And Coach, it'll live on. What you did, it'll live on. I think about all those 26 years that I coached here. We won a lot of football games. And when you're doing that, you go in at halftime, and normally you're in the lead. You players know what's coming. And he finished up, and you got through with your defensive and offensive adjustments. He would finish up his speech, and because we were leading, he would say, somebody want to say it? The defense, if you don't let them score, go say it one more time. We will win. And because of guys like this, coaches and players, it happened most of the time. And that was a big part of it. But, Coach, I tell you, we always look forward to that challenge that you gave us. And most of the time we went out there and got it done. But it was because he believed in us. Coach Bowden, we're better people today because you encouraged us. But maybe more so because you expected of us. We thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
And we will love you and Ann forever.
Thank you.
All right, I guess I got to follow that. I'm not sure how I do that, but they asked me to come and speak on behalf of the players, and so I'm grateful for that honor. Hopefully, I speak for all the guys when I say that we appreciate Coach and all the things that he's been able to do for us overall. But when I got into coaching, I called Coach Bowden because I've been playing basketball for 13 years, and I got thrown into coaching football. How the Lord's will made it happen, I was lost. So the first person I called was Coach Bowden. And one of the things I asked him, what are some of the pillars of coaching that you can share with me as I move forward? He gave me 2 words. He says, be fair and be honest. And so I took those words and tried to apply them to our situation. But when I go back, I remember when I was being recruited by Coach Bowden, he came into my house, to our house, and said that I will have an opportunity to play quarterback, and I also have an opportunity to play basketball. When I got to Florida State, my first year, they asked me to compete for the punting job. That didn't go into factoring when I was being recruited. I said, all right, Coach, I'll compete for the job. Ended up winning the job. And I started to question whether he was fair and whether he was honest. But as we all know, the Lord definitely has plans for us all. And when it was all said and done, he did mention while I was being recruited that I would have to be patient. So he was honest about that, and he gave me an opportunity to be the quarterback my junior year. We were able to go on and do great things the next year to win a national championship. But the last thing I'd like to talk about is just how much his godly attitude, lifestyle played in shaping who I was as a player and as a person. And I do believe that goes for all the players that were a part of it. Our junior year, we decided to go to a whole different offense than what we were accustomed to. We grew up under 2-back, split-back offense, I formation. That was it. Then our junior year, we go to 1-back, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, just totally different than what we were used to. And we struggled. I struggled. I'll say that. I struggled. And he questioned the coaches about whether it is the right offense for us, and if it was, then you need to get it right. And so we were able to get it right. But the thing that touched me the most was his willingness to change what was good. He was having great success with what he was doing, but he decided to change for the betterment of our group. And, of course, we went on to do great things in our offense, to be able to put points on the board, and we were able to win a national championship. But that just goes to show you the type of man that he is. I know other coaches, pride would not have allowed them to change an offense that they were accustomed to. And he trusted his coaches, his assistants, to go out and get it done. And that's the other thing that I admired about him most is he also had great trust for the people around him. He trusted us to do our jobs. He trusted them to do their jobs, and it helped them become better coaches, because a lot of them have gone on to do great things as head coaches and also assistants as well. And so, Coach, I would just like to say on behalf of all of the former players that you've been able to coach over the years, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to give us a chance to earn a degree from college and also go on and do great things and also be a Seminole. So thanks for being who you are and the example that you set for us.
Well, will our inaugural Florida Medal of Freedom recipient like to come up and say a few things?
What took you so long? I've been around a long time. No, it's good to be here. Now, I got word a month ago or couple of weeks ago that be sure to put this date on your calendar. I said, why? Well, just put it on your calendar. So people kept reminding me of that, but nobody would tell me why. So I didn't know what to expect when I came out here today. But I do want to thank you for coming along, and I could not have received a greater honor than this. And then, of course, to look out there and see my former coaches. They're back over there. You know, I get the credit. The head coach gets the credit. But it's those coaches there that do all the coaching. And I had great coaches, Mickey Andrews and all that crew. And had great players like Charlie. You know it? And those they get you there. So I want to appreciate thank you and appreciate you giving me this honor. I will treasure it the rest of my life, which I don't know how long it's going to be. Once you get 90, boy, you don't think about that future too much. you worry about that the same day. But anyway, I do appreciate this, and Ann and I we coached in Alabama, we coached in Florida, we coached in Louisiana. Not Louisiana. We coached in West Virginia, and who did I leave? But I'm leaving out Georgia. And Georgia, So we were able around to get to some of our favorite states. But who would have ever thought that we'd spend? We've been there nearly 50 years, you know it. And we said when I retired we would leave and go to Panama City, or we would go back to Birmingham. But when we retired, we said, hey, we like it here. We like it here. And so we decided to stay right here in Tallahassee, Florida. And I can't think of I think Ann and I think we're the luckiest people in the world. Coach, good to see you, baby. I like what I hear. Y'all keep up the good work, and I pray that y'all can be blessed like I've been blessed. Okay. Thank you very much.
We're going to put this on you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Appreciate it, brother.
I think it's a really nice medal. Look at it. So it's like next to get a nice box. First time this has ever been done, so hopefully so I think it's. How do you do that? Or just pull it?
Pull it or push it.
Oh. Push it or pull it?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. All right, slide it. You slide it. So there it is, and I'm going to put it around your neck. So here's what it is. We're going to put it on Coach. It's got an inscription.
That is so pretty, boy.
So on the back, Governor's Medal of Freedom, Bobby Bowden, April 7th, 2021.
That's mighty nice.
There you go. And then I got, and to commemorate the award for Coach Bowden, we are declaring it officially Bobby Bowden Day in the state of Florida. So here's do a couple photos of this.
That's good, bro.
All right, congratulations.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
All
right.
Thank all of you.
Thanks, guys.
Madison did great. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Wow.
You guys are welcome to come back in if you want.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, sweetheart. How you doing?
She did all right. She did great.
You did good, Madison.
Notice that